What's up, team? It's time for a staff video update. We got a fun week ahead of us. We have launch coming up on Thursday, which currently the forecast is thunderstorms. So we're going to go from like melt your face off to the floodplains. It is going to be an adventure. And as you remember, if you remember Craig Rochelle's leadership talk, the good leadership is boring leadership. Meaning, we're going to share with our dream team not the same talk that I gave this past weekend, but we're going to try to cast some fresh vision to them around the role that God's inviting them to play in our church, starting now through the 30-year, through Add the Movies, the Savannah Bananas and KJ coming to be with us, and Christmas. But really, we want them to capture this vision that God has given us for our church to see an unstoppable movement of people living out their God-given purpose in our lifetime, to start an unstoppable movement of people living out their God-given purpose in our lifetime. I'll talk a little bit about that and what that looks like, and hopefully by the end of or through the talk, just challenging them to see the bigger story that God wants to build in us, through us, one person at a time. It's not going to be in the masses. It's going to be in the one-on-one interactions and the little things that we as a dream team do to serve the bread of life to the people who he brings to our church this coming fall and beyond. So I'm excited about that, but I'm going to ask a favor. You know, sometimes at these dream team launches, as a team, we start to congregate outside of the gathering. Because you've heard it before. You're like, you listen to Ben every single week, Staff Video Update. You were in the weekend message, like, you know it, you get it. You don't need to be in there. And we're not a front row church that makes all of the staff sit in the front row of the church, but I am going to ask you to be in the tent. Like, your influence matters. So bring the weather, bring the influence that's going to help our dream team lean in. Because when we're all in the tent and people look around and all of our staff are kind of on the outside, kind of chit-chatting with each other, not really necessarily engaged. And I'm not saying this is all of us, but it's like, it's me too sometimes. We're a back row church. I get it. But if you could lean in with me in this process and help kind of lead the way for the rest of our dream team, I think it'll go a long way. And so lean in with me, bring the weather, and know that some of what you're going to hear is going to be repeat, like you're gonna know it, and so find or grab a hold of some of the fresh things that you hear this time around to use that to inspire your team. So launch Thursday, then we wrap up the Unshakable Joy series this Labor Day weekend. Andy's gonna bring an exclamation point for us. I'm excited about that. And then we have Labor Day, and so my hope is that you are able to do something refreshing for your soul on Labor Day, and be planning that even now. Like set some time aside now to enjoy something life-giving. Hopefully, it'll be on the heels of a Notre Dame win over Miami on Sunday night. And then we are going to be launching 3 services, not this weekend, but next weekend. We're there. And so if you're starting to feel some of the pressure, like I'm feeling pressure. Yeah, I record 3 at the Movies tomorrow. I have Dream Team. I just finished Unshakable Joy. I'm still working on my content for Don't Get Screwed. I'm still thinking about 30-year and pulling all of that together. I'm feeling pressure, and I know many of you are too. This is a great place, or a great opportunity for us to remember that God's peace is available to us in the midst of storms. And I wouldn't say we're in a storm, but man, we're just feeling a little bit of the pressure. So don't go down all the mental rabbit trails of the what if and oh my and it's not fair and God, we can be honest about where we're at, but let's not let that emotion drive us away from the peace and the joy that God's Spirit can bring in the midst of the opportunities he's put in front of us. You know, oftentimes you don't realize you're a part of God's work until you look back and you're like, oh, man, God was really up to something. And we have an opportunity to see and sense God's work in the middle of it. Like he's doing something new and special, not just in our church, but around the world. And we get to play a part. And I'm so glad that I get to be a part of that with all of you. And so this coming week, launch, weekend message, refresh on Labor Day or Sunday afternoon, do something life-giving, and then get excited about 3 services on Sunday and the potential growth that we're going to see through that into this fall. All right? Love you guys. We'll see you later.